Alright, today we'll be putting a CV boot band on. We're going to be using this tool here, and this is a tool specifically made for a band that looks similar to this. There are different style of CV shaft bands. For me, this is the most common. This is the cheapest way of doing it, and it works great. So we've got the smaller one here. The other band is about twice the size, and it's for the larger side of the CV boot. So what we're going to do here is take, and you can, as long as that boot is already greased, those ball bearings are in there already greased, we just slide that band on there like this. And I take and I tighten it up as tight as I can by hand. Now what we're going to do next is slide that on there. We're going to make sure this groove here, we're going to make sure this band goes through that groove as well as through this. If this is turned like this, that's not the right angle. You won't be able to cut it. So you want to make sure that it's like this. We'll slide it into that groove in between there, and this is the actual cutter of it. And then we're going to take our hands there, slide it through that turn piece there, and that's what tightens that band up. And you can turn it so it just goes slightly underneath of the handle there, and kind of just pull it through like this. And then once we get that band into place, you want to check and make sure all the way around to make sure that band is where it needs to be. And then you continue to pull on the back here until it's tightened all the way up. Now what we're going to do is take, and we're going to do about a fourth turn like that. Now each one's going to be a little bit different. This one, it just took a fourth turn, maybe a little bit more, and make sure it's still in place. You want to make sure we're not touching. A lot of times these boots, there's a groove that they sit in. It looks like we're kind of borderline where that groove needs to be at. So we'll kind of loosen it back up. Make sure it's in place. It's important that band is right where it needs to be. Otherwise that boot could potentially slip off of there. So you want to make sure this piece here, along with this band tool, is straight when you turn it. And we've got, like, again, a little over a quarter turn. Now what we're going to do is kink it. We're going to make essentially a groove. These two tabs, we're going to go right down in between here. And not super important that those are lined up because you won't go that far, but just to get a good crease in it. Now what we're going to do is continue to put pressure on this hand here. We're going to take this and we're going to cut that band. Now if you're not turned far enough, this band will kind of slip out. And it'll be loose. So we've got it cut here. This is the tool here. We've got your band that can just slide right out of there. That's the leftover. We've got that tool. Now what we're going to do is push down on here, and I like to take a little hammer and tap on here just to make sure it's good and tight. Make sure this is set where it needs to be, and then also take and tap these two tabs over. That way everything is set where it needs to be, that band won't come off, and we are all set. That's exactly how it should look all the way around.